I'm national correspondent Kayla Gaskins in Washington. The Trump administration's war on drugs in the Caribbean is heating up as the U.S. military expands its presence in the region. And now there are reports the fight could move from sea to land. In the past 2 months, U.S. forces have launched at least 10 strikes on suspected drug-running boats in the Caribbean, killing dozens of suspected traffickers linked to Venezuelan and Colombian cartels, groups the Trump administration calls narcoterrorists. On Air Force One over the weekend, President Trump indicated land targets against Venezuela could be next in this war on drugs.
I can tell you one thing, we stopped all drugs virtually from coming in by sea. And we'll stop all drugs from coming in by land very shortly. You'll see that starting.
Some of the White House's strongest allies, like Senator Lindsey Graham, are backing the president's possible expansion of military force.
I support that idea, but I think he has all the authority he needs.
But others, including members of his own party, are warning the administration has yet to provide enough evidence to justify the lethal strikes.
At this point, I would call them extrajudicial killings, and this is akin to what China does, to Iran does with drug dealers. They summarily execute people without presenting evidence to the public, so it's wrong.
Meanwhile, the USS Gerald R. Ford strike group is on its way from the Mediterranean to the Caribbean, a major escalation of American firepower in the region, and speculation growing over the possible reactivation of Roosevelt Roads, a former U.S. naval base in Puerto Rico that sits just 540 miles from Venezuela's capital, Caracas. Last month, F-35B fighter jets, U.S. helicopters, and Ospreys arrived at the former base. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth hasn't ruled it out.
We're familiar with the location that you're referring to, and we'll make sure that we're properly displaced in order to deal with the contingency we're dealing with there.
Senator Lindsey Graham says President Trump plans to brief Congress when he returns from Asia on potential military operations against Venezuela and Colombia, possibly expanding the fight from sea to land. In Washington, I'm Kayla Gaskins.